こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we're studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to stop and ask me at any time. We're going to be continuing with immersion with Card Captor Sakura. Dot day. Okay. 見つけた時も、カードのままだったし、let's see. Okay. Dot day, which sort of means like that said, basically saying, taking what you just said into account and going into what your next statement. So that said, okay. Mitsuketa toki. So, when it was found, let's see, mitsukeru is considered, I believe that's mitsukeru, transitive. Okay, yeah, so when I found it, essentially. Probably be a better translation. Or when I found the card. Date mitsuketa toki mo karu no mama dashita shi. I think the shi is like a listing shi. So in other words, it was in its original form, which is what mama means, like original state, when it was found. So in other words, I think she was saying it was just a card when I found it. Well, when I found the card, it was just a card. After all, it was still in the form of a card when I found it. Date mitsuketa toki mo karu no mama datta shi. Let's see. See, denwa ga kakatte. So that's from kaku. So this is past tense of kaku, which is kakatte. No. Wait, no, hold on. Past tense of kaku, I think is. That's right. Here is would be kiku. That's right. Here is kiku. Yeah, kaku's right. Kaku. Yes, to write. Okay, so 電話が let's see, te form of kaku would be, since it's ku-based, would be kaite. Yes. Kaka. Kakate. Could this be the, let's see. Could this be kakaru? As in like or that gets used for doing things. Yes, to hang, also used for doing things, to attend to. Kakaru, and this is intransitive. And then kichatte. Let's see. Chao is short for te shimau. So this would have been kite, which is from kuru, so to come. And then chao in connected form is chatte, so kichatte is the same as kite shimatte. So kekate has this, in this case, has a sense of taking care of something, meaning to it, and then kite is coming, so you're taking care of and coming to something that you're taking care of. And then the shimate on the end has more of a nuance of like it wasn't planned, it just ended up happening, kind of thing. Hence, in this sentence of denwa ga kakatte chichatte, she's saying that I was taking care of the phone at the time, or was using the phone at the time, or attending to the phone at the time. Okay, let's see how I. Okay, yeah, I just got a call essentially. Is what. Okay, so I got a call. The phone rang. The phone just rang. In the grammar of that phrase. So in other words, the first thing she was talking about was how it was another card. It was still a card when she found it. Then she said she, and now she's listing another reason. I was taking care of the phone, so it was still a card. I was taking care of the phone, and she's listing reasons on why she didn't write her name on the card. Let's see. Denwa ga kakaru. This is the core intransitive verb phrase meaning a phone call comes in, or to receive a call. To come into view, to arrive. Oh, I see. So we're using come in, to coming in, not in sense of view, but occurring, like coming into the house, a phone call coming into the house. Okay. Yeah, Kakaru has a like sort of a meaning of like a hang, and that meaning can sort of like apply in many different ways. At least that's how I understand it. Like Kakaru is Kakaru, and I think the other one is Kakeru. Yes, Kakeru, or some of the hardest words to fully understand their meaning in Japanese. In fact, anytime you see a word with a dictionary definition this long, it's going to take you a while to fully grasp how to use that word correctly. Because that's usually a sign that on its meaning spectrum it doesn't map to just okay, meaning spectrum is when you're mapping one word from one language to another, how well does one word fit into another word? And usually in languages like English languages and Japanese, which came about from two different origins, they have very different meaning spectrum differentiations. It's not like Romance languages in which you just say the word in a slightly different way, but it shares the same meaning spectrum. No, like in Japanese, the words do not have one-to-one correlation oftentimes. And Kakaru is one of those words. It translates into many different types of meanings in English. Wait a moment, let's see. Kichatte. Okay, so and then this is Akanga na kurao kado wa namae o kaite hajimeru, so hajimete. And I believe that's the kanji used in first. So in other words, akanga na, this is bad. Kurao kado wa namae o kaite. The first, kaite, and then hajimete. So in other words, when it comes to the cloud cards, writing your name is the first thing you should do. Remember, akan is basically the Kansai bin way of saying dame. Hajimete. This is fukushi adverb. Okay. For the first time. Okay. First time. Interesting. This is considered an. Let's see. That's adverb, noun. Oh, konnichiwa. Genki desu ka? Oh, hello. How are you? Do you have any questions? Strange.
電話がかかってきちゃってあかんがな。見つけた黒カードに名前も書かんと置いといた。だって見つけた時もカードのままだったし、電話がかかってきちゃってあかんがな。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。でもずっと家の中な。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。だって見つけた時もカードのままだったし、電話がかかってきちゃってあかんがな。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主。
See, mochi. Let's see this. Mochi Nushi? Isn't this from Moto? No. Or Motsu, I should say. Yes. Mochi Nushi. Ownership. Mochi Nushi. So, okay, it means Lord Chief Master. Let's see. Nishi. What words are used in Shujin? Head of a household, proprietor of a store. Aruji, head of household. Okay. Umo, chief, main, principal. Nushi, head of household, leader, master, owner, proprietor. Let's see. Subject of a rumor. Guardian spirit. Okay. Basically has a leader type kind of meaning, essentially. So, Machinushi no Iu Koto. Let's see. To say leader thing. Okay. Kiku. Okay, let's to hear. Kikuyo ni. To say leader thing. You have. It's like hearing the Narunya. Let's see. Leadership. So to become heard as the leader or something. or Master Lord or whatever. He'll start listening to his owner. Okay, how does that mean that? Mochinushi no Yu. What's that? Alright, so. Mochinushi no Yu. Wait, Yu is to say, to utter, declare, to name, to go to. Listen to its owner. To translate this. The sentence often describes a pet or animal gradually learning to obey its owner. Oh, the EU is part of the koto, so EU koto is things said or commands. So what type of thing? It's a said thing. Okay. Oh, that's right. To say is basically the same as declared if you're trying to use it in a declaration, if you're trying to use it in a noun sense. Which is the point of having it with koto, to make it more noun-like. A declaration, so a command, so that's essentially what type of commands? It's an owner's commands or the Lord's commands. So mochi nushi no iu koto. And what about the kaku, to listen? So yo, okay, yo is a noun. That's right. If you want to ni a phrase, you have to use some sort of noun, because ni can only take a noun. And I guess that's what the yo is here for. Appearing or look like, wear, method, form, style, similar. Thing, thought, or spoken. So in other words, to listen to owner commands kind of thing. That's what the yo's there for. And then ni, so we're going towards that. And then naru is becoming. So it will become listening to the owner's commands, or as this thing translated it, it'll start listening to its owner's commands.
前もガガンと置いといた。だって見つけた時もカードのままだったし、電話がかかってきちゃって。あかんがな。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになる。あかんがな。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くよ。見つけた時もカードのままだったし、電話がかかってきちゃって。あかんがな。黒カードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。
I think he is saying mojinushi, as this was translated in it. Yeah, mojinushi. Okay, so.
だって 言うこと聞くようになるんや。でもずっと家の中にあったのよ。今まで何ともなかったのに。でも持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。でもずっと家の中にあったのよ。今まで何ともなかったのに。あかんがな。クローカードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。
Okay, so this is just too fast to hear even the phrases I just studied. It's hard. I've noticed how hard it is to try to hear things at normal fast talking speeds. Let's see. Demo zutto ie no. Let's see. Zutto no ie ni ata no yo. Let's see. Zutto ie no naka ni ata no yo. Let's see. Ima de nani to nani tomo. Let's see. Let's see. Nani tono nakata no ni. So I think so demo, but then zutto ie no naka ni atta no yo. In other words, existing in the entire house. That's what it looks like it's saying. Then ima, so now, let's see, ima de nanto mo nakata no ni. So, not thing. And then no ni is generally used when you're trying to say, basically when you're trying to bring up something negative, I guess the best way to think of it, like, but this situation's true or something like that. Like one example of no needs, like if you want to say someone has two would seem contradictory traits, but they really do have them both of them. Like this person's like A, but he also has B trait. Let's see, continuously the whole time, all the way. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is continuously zutto. So zutto ie no naka ni atta no yo. So continuously existing in the house. I think this is supposed to imply, but you were in the house the whole time, and then. Oh, that's right. This is imamade. And then imamade. So until now, nantomo, what is that? Really, very, extremely, terribly awful. Not anything, not at all. So it's basically what with the particles to and mo. Oh, any questions so far? Okay, so let's look up how this non-tomo works. Explain the grammar of this. Ie no naka ni atta no yo was inside the house where no adds explanatory emphasis and yo seeks agreement or asserts the fact to the listener. Imamare nantomo nakatta no ni. See, until now, nothing happened yet, where no ni expresses disappointment or contrast, implying that even though nothing bad happened until now, something's bad happening now. Okay. I guess that would be a better way of saying it. No ni implies contrast. To explain non-tumble and particular with the negative verb nai. Okay, so let's see, this is mo to think, to consider. Okay, so mo wa nai. Okay. So with the negative verb nai o mo wa nai, it means not at all, nothing, or not a bit. It emphasizes a complete lack of a feeling, effect, or problem. In the original sentence, ima made nantomo nakata no ni, it uses this meaning. Okay, so nantomo nakata literally translates to was not at all affected or was unharmed. So even though nothing bad happened until, with verbs like you, it means indescribably or inexpressibly, or I don't know. Okay, so for example, not nantomo ienai means indescribable. Well, I can't put it into words. See what happens if nantomo is not used with a negative like nai. When nantomo is used without a negative verb, it functions as an intensifying adverb, meaning really, very, extremely, terribly. its meaning shifts from negation to strong emphasis. It's commonly used with adjectives, verbs, and set phrases to convey a heightened degree of something, often something difficult to express. Not okay. What about it being used with a positive verb? When nantamo is used with a positive verb, it functions as an intensifier, meaning really, very, extremely, or inexpressibly. It emphasizes the degree of feeling or state, often something complex or difficult to articulate. Nantamo. And then they proceed to give negative verb examples. Nantamo steki na, a truly wonderful, strongly emphasizes the positive quality, okay. Nantamo. I think nantamo has a more literal meaning of with this type of thing. Or also with this kind of thing. With positive verbs, iu or mo, or adjective, it means really, very, extremely, or indescribable. It's the origin of why it means that with positive verbs. The origin of nantamo, meaning really or very, with positive verb, lies in the grammatical evolution from the interrogative pronoun nani or what, combined with intensifying particle mo. The particle mo is key. When attached to interrogatives like non, it transforms from a simple question into a more indefinite or emphatic pronoun. In the case of nantamo, the mo serves to intensify the sense of okay, so okay, the particle mo is key. When attached to interrogatives like non, it transforms from a simple question into an indefinite or emphatic pronoun. In the case of nantamo, the mo serves to intensify the sense of what to mean or anything at all or in any way. Let's see. The mo serves to intensify the sense of what to mean anything at all or in any way. When used with positive verbs, this intensified sense of in any way Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Mo. Basically, like anything. In other words, any way. That's right. Doesn't if I remember correctly, doesn't nanimo mean anything? Nanimo. No, that's right. Nanimo generally has a nuance of nothing. But usually when you put a particle like de with it, it becomes from nothing to anything. So non-demo is anything. And to is just a particle, so I guess it causes that flip. Well, it's not so much a flip, but I think it's more of a, it just tends to be used in a negative way when you say it. So, nantemo stekina means wonderful in every conceivable way. Hence, truly wonderful. Every way, so every way, everything, essentially. And when you use it in a negative way, in no ways, in no things, back to the original sentence. Let's see, 今でなんともなかった in no ways happened. In no ways happened, or in other words, or nothing like this happened. So, でもずっと家の中にあったのよ. It doesn't mention the noun, but I believe it's referring to Kiro-chan. So, in other words, you were here the whole time. So, 今までなんともなかったのに nothing happened until now. Like, until now, nothing happened. Well, nothing happened up to now. Should probably be a better way of translating it. Let's see. 確かに. So this is being used as a noun. It's not being used as a verb because it has ni in front of it. So, yeah, so it's not adjective, sure. So, tashkani would be more like surely. Surely, uddo. Okay, so, tashkani uddo wa otonashi kado ya yas ya yasakai otonashi, gentle, quiet, mild, meek, obedient, docile. otonashi. Let's see, otonashi. So maybe basically saying that the wood card is used. I wonder if it's supposed to have more of a usually meaning, but saying the wood card is usually a very gentle card. You're right. Wood is a pretty tame card after all. Tashkani. This functions as if adverb meaning indeed or certainly. Okay. So they're saying it's more like certainly in this case? So it certainly is a gentle card, essentially. Udo wa otonashi karo yes. Let's see. Yasakai. This is a Kansai dialect conjugation from yara kara kara. Yasakai. Yara kara because meaning because it is or simply because the sentence likely intends to say wood. Okay, correction. The sentence likely intends to say wood is a quiet card because or contains a explain Yasakai more. And Kansai dialect expressions used primarily in Osaka, Kyoto, and Kobe region of Japan. It combines two grammatical elements, ya, the Kansai band equivalent of the standard Japanese couplet da. Okay. And Sakai, this is Kansai dialect conjunction derived from the classical Japanese sakara, meaning because or since. It functions identically to kara. Oh, okay, so essentially kara and sakara have the similar meaning. So yasakai is basically the same as dakara. That one's using the word tame. That one's using the translation of What is a quiet? Let's see. Explain. 確かに more. Tuscany is an adverb meaning certainly or surely, or indeed. It is derived from the non-adjective tasca meaning certain or sure. Knowledge and truth used to agree with a statement, often implying now that you mention it, that's true. So in other words, it's certain or certainly, aka usually. Core usage nuance. Acknowledge truth. It is most commonly used to concede or acknowledge that the preceding statement is true, often before introducing a contrasting port. For example, 確かに tekai. Standalone agreement. When used alone, it means indeed or so true. Well, you're right. Certainty or prediction. Unlike Kito, which expresses probability, 確かに confirms observed facts or accepts truth. Kito. I've heard that before. Let's see. Kito. Surely. So, 確かに、腕はおとなしい、カードや優かい。So, 確かに、腕はおとなしいカードや優かい。
行くようになるんや。でもずっと家の中にあったのよ。今までなんともなかったのに。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへんな。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さす。
Let's see, what? Sasuru? Let's see, what's he saying?
ずっと家の中にあったのよ。今までなんともなかったのに。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへん。
わさするとは考えられへんな。
なかったのに。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは。
悪さ badness, mean, mischief. Oh, that's right. Warui means like bad. And some words in Japanese you can some kyoshis or I adjectives. You can nounify them by dropping the E sound on the end, which is the I, and adding sa. So you have like takai, takasa. So which should have been like a takai is height. Oh, high, tall, and then takasa is, yeah, that's right. Takasa, since that's the noun meaning, is height. Yeah. And then in this way we have warui, which is bad, and then warusa, badness, mischief, like the noun form of what the bad adjective would be. Warusa, so warusa suru, so doing badness or doing mischief. To kangae rare. Let's see. Kangaeru is to think, and kangaeru tends to be a logical thinking, not emotional thinking. If you want emotional thinking, that is omou. See, kangaerare. So it looks like kangaeru and receptive tense kangae or rareru, but then they chopped off their ru on the end. See this hen. Strange, odd, peculiar. Maybe it's that hen. I wonder if this is supposed to be the noun form of this receptive tense when you remove the ru, because that's generally how you form the noun forms of ichidan verbs, which is what it basically is when you put it in the receptive tense. Kangaerareru becomes kangaerare. Let's see what they say on this. Explain the grammar of this phrase. The core structure toa kangai arare nai cannot be thought as. Okay, so they're claiming this is nai. So did they replace nai with hin? So it is unlikely, where the toa combines the quotation particle to with the topic market particle wa to emphasize the context being judged. In this context, waru sa suru, to cause troubles, do something bad, is the action being evaluated. Kangaerare, okay. Kangaerare hin is the contracted dialect, specifically Kansai Ben form of kangaerare nai. Cannot be thought or imagined. The sentence ends with the sentence final particle na, which adds tone of reflection, agreement, or seeking confirmation from the listener. The entire phrase translates to something like, I can't imagine him or her doing something bad, or it's hard to believe that they would cause trouble. So, waru sa suru とは考えられへんな。
クロカードは名前を書いて初めて持ち主の言うこと聞くようになるんや。でもずっと家の中にあったのよ。今まで何ともなかったのに。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへんな。じゃあどうしてカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへんな。
じゃあ、どうして So ja is sort of like well when used like this. Yeah, ja can take on the meaning of dewa, but here it can also take on the meaning of well. And one of the hints that it's being used as well is the fact that she actually held the A sound, and hence you see another character there. So ja, you don't see that when you're using ja as dewa meaning. Oh, and that's not just a little spoken emphasis. That's actually how they generally write it when they read it for well, I guess. So ja. So ja doshite. So doshite is like how you doing? Or basically, why is it doing this? Essentially. So what? Why doing? Because doshite comes from sudo, which is comes from do and sudo, or doshite. Since so you can only use doshite with actions essentially. So why?
今まで何ともなかったのに。確かにウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへんな。じゃあどうして。あ、ケロちゃん話しちゃダメ。悪さするとは考えられへんな。じゃあどうして。
Ah, Kiro-chan, hana cha shicha dame. So this is from Hanashite, which is from Hanasu, and this is not the Hanasu as in to speak. You can tell by the kanji of it. This is the Hanasu of to release. See, and then so Hanashite, and then the tag gets dropped off when you add in the chau. So was this the Shimao chau? If I remember correctly. Grammar of cha dame. Okay. Okay. It's a contraction of dewa dame, meaning. No, I think that's wrong. There should be a te in there. This is not a contraction of dewa. Explain the. Does she have a cha contraction in Japanese? The one that drops off the te. See, tabe cha ikenai. Or micha dame. What is the phrase before the contraction? Let's see, the phrase tabe cha ikenai is a contraction of tabete wa ikenai. See, it is see, is Kiro-chan Anashi cha dame the same as. No, not Kido, it's Keto. Is Keto-chan Anashi Shicha Dame the same as Keto-chan Ana Bite Shimau? Let's see. The same as. Let's see. 行かなければしてしまうためanswer in English. No, Kiro-chan Hanashi cha dame and Kiro-chan Hanashite shimau dame are not grammatically the same. Kiro-chan Hanashi cha dame is correct natural phrase and it uses the casual contraction of Hanashi cha which comes from Hanashi dewa. Okay, this translates to you must not let go. There isn't any shortening of shimau or shimau with a chao or anasu conditional. Let's see. Let's see. Hanase nakereba. Interesting. Iku. Ikanakereba versus hanase nakereba. So hanase nakereba. Or shortening of hanase nakereba. No, Sekira-chan Hanashi Chadame is not a shortening of Shimao or Hanase Nakereba. See, Kiro-chan Hanashi Chadame uses the contraction cha from dewa. It means, okay, you must not let go, Kiro-chan, or more precisely, letting Kiro-chan letting go is bad, aka you must not let go. Usually for So, Kiro-chan, hanashi cha dame. Kiro-chan, hanashi cha dame.
にウッドはおとなしいカードやさかい悪さするとは考えられへんな。じゃあどうして。ケロちゃん話しちゃダメ。ケロちゃんどうしよう。して。ケロちゃん話しちゃダメ。
See, Hoe, Kiro-chan, doshio. So this is basically the, I think it's called imperative form of doshite. Okay, not imperative form, the, evolutional form of doshite, doshio. Or in other words, the suggestive form. When you're to suggest ideas, as I call it. So, Kiro-chan doshio. What that translate to in that form? Oh wow, Kiro-chan, what should I do? Let's see, explain the grammar of doshio. There's a common Japanese expression meaning, what should I or we do? What can I or we do? When used when someone is uncertain or seeking advice or an action. So yeah, that's right. Doshite is more of what are you doing? So doshio would be. See, it's formed from the interrogative adverb do, how or what, the verb sudo to do, and the potential form shio, which functions as a noun meaning way or method in this fixed expression. Plus the implicit particle ka question marker, though ka is often omitted in casual speech because the phrase itself contains the sense of questioning. Grammatically, do shio is derived from the structure do plus sudo plus yo. How do way method. Oh, so it comes from yo. Where yo acts as a noun suffix attached to the verb stem to form a compound noun meaning way or manner. Yario is way to do. Doshio literally translates to what way to do. But it has become a fixed expression that functions as a complete sentence on its own, often followed by kana for a softer tone. So doshio kana. So what doing way, or in other words, what to do. So oe Kiro-chan, どうしよ
ケロちゃん話しちゃダメ。ケロちゃんどうしよう。こっちも大変なんや。これがじゃあどうして。ケロちゃん話しちゃダメ。ケロちゃんどうしよう。こっちも大変なんや。
こっちも大変なんや。これが. In other words, things are a problem over here. This, and then he continues from there. It's tough for me too. This is serious, grave, dreadful, terrible. So yeah, so things are terrible here, things are serious here. Let's see. Doa chime. In other words, door chime. Hoe is like, huh? Yeah, see. Dare daro. So this is that same yo, but it attached to the da particle instead, so daro. So in other words, I wonder who it is. Darete. Let's see. That te quote means either. It can mean many things, but it's like to say, to do. Can even mean just with. Oh, okay, so. Darete deta. let's see. Detara. Let's see. Wakaru de. So maybe it's someone leaving, someone exiting. Oh, when someone exits, I don't know. Let's see. You'll know who it is when they show up. You know who it is once they show up. You know who it is once they come out. You know who it is once they show up. Okay. Explain the grammar of this. The phrase darete is colloquial contraction of dare dato, or let's see, or dare ka toyu to. Let's see, function as a topic marker that introduces the subject ku or anyone. The structure tada wakaru indicates a conditional result, meaning if you see or encounter that person, you will know. In this context, datara specifically means if they appear, or if the name comes up, or if they show up. The sentence datara, what is it? Da or de? No, it's detara, yeah, detara. That's right, because this is deru or dasu. Dasu being the transitive version of this verb. So in the sentence, darete detara wakaru de translates to if anyone shows up or comes to mind, you'll know, or just by looking. More naturally, if you see who it is, you'll know. So let's see, to leave, to move forward, to come to get to lead to. So I guess it's in the sense of coming to, as in like get out in shows. You're now revealed because you came out. So to come to appear, to come out. So darete detara wakurunde. But the ending de is a dialect or casual particle used to soften statements, similar to dao yo often, adding a tone of explanation or casual assertion. Okay. Explain the grammar of de more. In the context of this sentence. In the grammar of de. In this specific sentence ending position, it replaces the standard copula da, serving to make the tone casual, firm, or dialectal, specifically Kansai-pen. That's probably what this is. So da becomes de. But it also, they say it has a casual tone to it. So why not use wa if this is Kansai-ben? The sentence ending de is used instead of ya because they serve different grammatical functions in Kansai-ben. Ya is the Kansai-ben equivalent of da, meaning is, am, or. Okay. It replaces the da. Okay. De is the context functions as emphatic sentence in a particle replacing the yo. Okay, yo. Okay, so de replaces the yo in Kansai-ben, and ya replaces the da. So date detara wakarunde de. In other words, when the person comes out, you know. Because tada is often translated best as when, because you're saying it's eventually going to happen when you use tada. You tend to use the conditional eba more when you're not sure if it's actually going to happen. Konatoki. Okay. Konatoko. That's right. Toko can be shorthand for Tokoro, I believe. So this time or this place, Konatokoro mirareta, miraretara. So this is from mirareru. Yeah, mirareru. No, miraru. Yeah, this would be from miraru. And then it went into. Then the ru got dropped off and became. No, it didn't get dropped off. The ru became ra, and then conditional tada got added to it. So mirare tada. So from miraru. Then goes something de uwasa. It's uwasa ni nachau. Oh, Okay, so this is miru. It then gets conjugated to mirareru, and so to be in the receptive tense, and then the receptive tense gets conjugated again into the conditional tara. So receptive conditional tara. Just double check that miraru, that it's not a word. So what were the words of miru? There's miru, miseru, to show, mieru, to be seen. It's intransitive. Mitsukaru, to be found. Okay. Mitsukeru, to find. Okay, so this definitely came from miru as the base verb. Let's see, kona toko mirare tara to see. Let's see, miru. To see, to look, to watch. Yeah, this is bit probably Tokoro here, that play spots. So when it receives seen, or in other words, if this is seen, so at this time or at this place, when it receives seen, if it receives seen, see, gocho nai, so cho nai is neighborhood, de uwasa, rumor, report, hearsay, gossip. So uwasa ni, so naru becomes not, I believe naru becomes not de. Yeah, I believe naru is not regular in the way it conjugates. Oh, that's right. That's why the su's in there. Okay. Yeah. So naru is not there. So, but the te on the end gets taken off because it says shimao became chau. So not so nak chau. So shimao's end up as so when this place is seen, see, why is de in front of the gocho nai? And the location of the neighborhood, it's going to end up being reported. See, if anyone sees me here, it'll be the talk of the neighborhood. Oh, okay, so the dead's there because it's delineating the who's going to be doing this gossip or rumoring. It's not going to be like the whole everyone in the world. It's going to just be the neighborhood. So within the location of the neighborhood, it's going to become the gossip essentially. So phrase miraretada is formed from the potential passive of the verb miru. So mirareru, passive potential. It's actually probably more accurate to call it the receptive form, but for some reason it became called the passive form. Mostly because in English it's really hard to say phrases like this without saying it passively. Meaning, okay, to be seen, mirareru, okay, or to be able to see. Oh, that's right. Passive and potential for ichidan verbs is the same one. So this could be potential, not necessarily passive. So if this was potential, if someone is able to see, result, konotoko mirare tada translates to if I were seen at a place like this. Toko is colloquial contraction of tokoro. I keep saying if I was seen. Why if I was seen? Konna ni, let's see, konna tokoro or konna toko. Go machinai. Or in other words, inside city, aka neighborhood. So polite or emphatic way to say neighborhood or town. Uwasa, rumor, gossip. I think that's how it gets used the most. Uwasa. Let's see. Nachao, casual contraction of natte shimau, which implies an unintentional or an inevitable result, often with the nuance of regret or concern. So, translates to I ended up being the talk about as gossip in the neighborhood. Okay, speaker expresses anxiety about being discovered in an inappropriate location, fearing it would lead to unwanted gossip within their community. The sentence uses casual spoken Japanese toko and nachao to convey a sense of personal vulnerability and social pressure. I think it's just because it's casual speak. Explain. Konna. Wait, is the Mira used here in passive or potential form. Supposedly, you should never confuse passive with potential. That's why it doesn't get confused with ichidan verbs, because it should be obvious. Let's see, the context here makes it clear it's passive. The speaker is worried about being seen. Explain konatoko more. Konatoko is a casual contraction of konatokoro. Demonstrative adjective meaning a place like this or such as. So, then toko, a colloquial contraction of tokoro, which means place. Therefore, konatoko translates to a place like this or such a place. It is commonly used in an informal space to refer to a location that is considered inappropriate. In Sakura's case, having trees bursting out of rooms is considered inappropriate. So, konatoko mirare tara gomachi nai de uwasa ni nakchau. こんなところ見られたらごまちないで噂になっちゃう。Oh, she said, 町内, not 町内. So, 町内. So, こんなとこ見られたら、ご町内で噂になっちゃう。Yeah, the machi is another pronunciation of that kanji.
誰だろう。誰って出たらわかるで。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。わかるで。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんどっかに売られちゃうかもしれないんだよ。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみ。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみだってどっかに。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも。
ケロちゃんも、喋るぬいぐるみだって。うん Nui gurumi. Nui gurumi. Stuffed toy, stuffed animal, plush toy, soft toy. Embroidery, sewing. New, to sew, to stitch. That's just in the noun form, and then gurumi together with so stitched together, aka stuffed toy. Explain the grammar of this. Nui gurumi. It's a compound form combining nui, the stem of nu, to sew, and gurumi, which relates to the act of wrapping or stuffing, derived from sutsumu, to wrap, to pack. How does that come from sutsumu? Explain gurumi's origin. Because I'm not really finding it as a standalone word. Explain gurumi's origin. Gurumide. Noun plus gurumide, or noun plus gurumi plus no plus noun. Okay. When following nouns, the suffix gurumi, including all over or a wide, is used to express that something encompasses absolutely all of a. So stuffed, all encompassing. I mean, sewn, all encompassing, and aka sewn together, I guess. Gurumi stems from the verb kurumu, meaning to wrap. Oh, I see. Kurumu, meaning to wrap, to encompass. That's right. You add the tenten mark when using it as an ending. Kurumu. Or tsutsumu in this case. Here you go. Kurumu, to wrap up. So this is sewn wrapping, aka stuffed toy, okay. Nui gurumu. Oh, that's right. I speak gurumi because we wanted a noun form. So like a rap song, okay, gurumi, okay. Nui gurumi, stuffed toy, stuffed animal, okay. But it comes from basically sewn news to sew and kurumu to wrap. Okay. Ja bereru. Ja bereru. Jabereru, potential form of jaberu, to speak, meaning can speak. Jaberu. No, I mean shaberu. Okay, shabereru is the potential form of shaberu, to speak. Shaberu, to talk, to chat, to chatter. So Kiro-chan mo shabereru nui gurumi datte. So as for Kiro-chan, being able to speak toy, to be being able to speak toy, and then which tag quoting is this? To say. Maybe she's just trying to connect the sentence. Maybe that's what it was. So Kira-chan mo shabereru me gurumi datte. Kira-chan mo shabereru nui gurumi datte. Kiro-chan mo shabereru nui gurumi datte.
たらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみだってどっかに売ら
Yes, I think that was just to connect it to the next sentence. Okay.
で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみだってどっかに売られちゃうかもしれこんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみだってどっかに売られちゃうかもしれないガルで。こんなとこ見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも喋れるぬいぐるみだってどっかに見られたらご町内で噂になっちゃう。ケロちゃんも
Okay, so Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? Okay, we're gonna raid Johnny Mind. See, the other person we're gonna raid is, let's see. Yeah, we're also gonna raid Dr. Disrespect. Let's see, the other person we're gonna raid is Mao Tenshi TV. So, 皆さんお気をつけて、また明日。Goodbye everyone, see you tomorrow.